Hey YouTube, Frank from the Frankie Duty channel. I wanted to bring you a video today on the Glock sight tool pusher. I decided to break down and buy one of these. As many of you know, I have a Glock 19 and I changed the sights on it once. I took it to a Glock armorer and I think it was like $35 for him to change the sights, and he did it right in front of me. He had one of these tools and then one of these tools for the front sight. It looked easy, and the only thing that stopped me from buying a tool at that time was because these are like $100 to $200 depending on the type that you get. So I wanted to change my sights again because after a couple years I really wasn't too wild about the True Glow fiber optic dot sights I had on there. So long story short, I decided to change them, and I'm planning on buying a Glock 43 soon, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to want to change the sights myself, and it doesn't look that difficult to do. And in addition to that, I want to, adjust it maybe slightly if after they're on, maybe they're off a little bit one way or another, and I don't want to go back to the armorer. Plus, I like doing things myself. That way you know it's done correctly. And honestly, by the time I would have paid to put sights on my Glock again, for the 19 and for the 43, I wouldn't have been too far off the price of buying one of these anyway. Whenever like I said, I could just do it myself. So my point of this video is to just briefly show you guys what this tool looks like, what it comes with, how much it costs, and I'll show you clips of me putting it on the sights on to my Glock 19, so you can kind of see the tool in action. So I would recommend buying one of these. Again, just from the standpoint of if you have more than one Glock and you're the kind of guy that likes to upgrade things and change stuff around whenever you have the money and whenever you have the time, and you're kind of a do-it-yourselfer, this might be for you. So there's different ways of doing this, you guys. You don't have to have the sight tool, but I would recommend having it as I think a lot of people would. The only thing that holds you back is the price. People online have some videos up about using like a brass punch and like a wooden dowel rod to kind of slowly pound the sights on and off. You could do that, but for how much these tritium sights are, I think it's just probably a better route to go with one of these pushers. Plus, if you ever need to slightly adjust it, depending upon your shot pattern, you might want to just buy one of these tools to be safe rather than sorry. Okay, so anyway, here's what the tool comes with. I ordered this on Amazon, and I actually ordered an Ameriglow Glock sight pusher, and I got this tool instead. It's from Maryland Gun Works. I oiled both ends of the thread before I did it just like this says here. Oil both ends of shaft prior to each use. Essentially, there's a little clamp right here, okay, and you thread this up, and the Glock 19 slide, once it's field stripped, it fits right on here, right through this lip. And then you clamp it down, you tighten it down, and then you go ahead and you tighten and you loosen, you just pretty much turn this threading, and it slowly pushes the slide on, or sorry, the sights on and off the track on the top of the slide. It's pretty straightforward. The big thing here is you just want to have a good purchase. If you're clamping this thing down, and make sure everything's square whenever you look at the slide this way on the tool. So anyhow, it's pretty straightforward. Again, this is just for the hind sights. I also had to buy an additional tool like this for the front sights. This has a little hex head screwdriver that's made for the front sight on Glocks. Now here's something else I want to say. I know this works with a lot of Glock models because typically double stack Glocks all have the same size slide. Not all of them. I'm not sure exactly what else is compatible with the 19, but I know there's many other Glocks that are compatible with this tool, except for, I know for a fact, the Glock 42 and the Glock 43 are not. So there's an additional thing you have to buy. This thing is like, I think it's like 15 bucks with shipping. It's essentially just a smaller slide clamp right here that screws on, and it's able to accommodate the smaller width of the slide. It's the same exact thing. You put this on, and then you use this to tighten and loosen the tool, or the sights on and off of the slide. And there's also, like I kind of pointed out here, there's a small little diagram that shows about the shim bracket and everything and how this works for switching over to the Glock 42 or Glock 43 sight change. So Again, this tool here you can get on Amazon. I'll try and include the link to both of these and this guy too, because I know there's been a lot of questions on Amazon, different places, and not just Amazon, different websites that'll say, does this tool work for the 42 and the 43? No, it does not. You have to buy an adapter. But again, it's not that much money, and to me, I like doing it myself. That way I know it's done right. Okay. Maryland Gunworks also gives you like a 1-year warranty against defects or breakage, and this is just kind of the instructions for how to do everything. Okay, so what's going to follow is just kind of a brief rundown on how I use the tool. And again, guys, I'm not a gunsmith. I don't pretend to be a gunsmith. I just try to be practical and, you know, go through and do things to the best of my ability and in a safe way. So I'm sure many of you out there are going to dislike, you know, maybe some of the things I do or the way I do a few things with changing the sights on my Glock. But ultimately it worked for me, and I would recommend buying the tool again. This weapon is clear, no magazine, no rounds in there. This is the Trijicon sights I'm upgrading to. I have these True Glow sights on here, and I know that a lot of people like these sights, and for a long time I did too, but to be totally honest, I don't know, I don't really like them much anymore. So you can see right here, there's this little hex head. We'll have to just thread that out with this thing. It's probably not a bad idea. Get a little brush and clean that out. There's a little bit of stuff in there. Take the front sight, put it in place about where it should go. Try and make sure it's lined up straight. I'm going to hold my finger on it. Make sure the hole's lined up. I can see the hole. So I'm going to take this, see how this works, guys. I think there's a little magnet in here too to help hold the screw in. So, we'll see. Okay, it started. Let's see if we can tighten it down some. It's pretty snug. I slide this in just like this. Just like that. See how I'm doing that? Again, common sense, guys. Tighten this up. Get this thing nice and tight, even. We'll start with moving the tool. It's definitely snug. It's coming. It's coming, guys. It's easier now that I got most of it off. Makes sense, right? Less friction. Okay, so the sights are off. Sights are off, you guys can see that. So now, let's see if I can, there you go. I got the back sight off. Now, we're going to go ahead, put this guy in the back, and see about changing that. So, dang. It's coming, guys. Getting easier. Almost looking. Oh, wrong way. Almost there. You know, something that's good. I wish I had a pair of calipers, because then I could kind of tell exactly where it needs to be even. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to take this off. Take this off. Look pretty even to you guys, you think? Looks pretty even to me. I don't know. Usually I have trouble with stuff like this, but it looks pretty even. Very, very, very close if it's not even. Close enough for me. Oh, look at that, guys. Look at how much better those sights are. I don't know if you're like me, but I think those sights are just about perfect. They're nice because they're a lot smaller. They show up better. Trijicon's the best, in my opinion. That's it. I mean, I got the sights on, and I mean, I just really love this gun now. Always have, but now it's just really the pinnacle. So I got to go try them out at the range, let you guys have my thoughts on them. So anyway, thanks so much for watching, everybody.